The Tigers getting ready for some high school football here tonight. I'm in Tiger Country, Wes, here in Bluntsville, Alabama. Wes Neighbors is back in the studios of 97.7 ESPN The Zone. How are you, Wes? How are you, Wes?
I'm doing good, Steve. How are you?
I'm good.
My headset on.
There you go. There's a joke in there somewhere, but I ain't going to touch it.
Have at it.
Rick Neuheisel is scheduled to be on with us here out of the gate. Chad Gwathney, incidentally, is producing us today because that Auburn fan just wanted to head on down to the Plains a day early, Wes. So
well,
I don't know if you approve that.
It's been a while since they won a game, and I get it. I mean, he wants to go down there and help them. It has. I mean, think about it. I mean, Alabama's lost the last game they played, and you look forward to that, much less you lose 2 or 3 in a row. So, I mean, it's a big game for everybody. Last night's game, I thought the game of the night. Now, I missed the last of the Penn State game. But I watched the West Virginia-Pittsburgh game. What a game that was.
Mm-hmm. It was.
And you know, I thought the quarterback for West Virginia played well. He just
JT Daniels.
Yeah, he just doesn't have a lot of help. The offensive lineman got hurt, and I mean, on the big interception, he hits the guy right in the hands. It goes through his 2 hands, hits his helmet, bounces off his face mask, and it was a good long pass. I mean, I thought he showed a little bit of talent, and it was a hard-fought game, though. And just the crowd was at mid-season form, right? I mean, It was just good to see.
Thought the Penn State-Purdue game was also fun to watch.
Yeah, I missed the last of that. Looked like Purdue made a comeback.
They did. It looked like a fantastic.
Don't know how any – I didn't watch a lot of great teams yesterday. I thought Tennessee executed well against not a very good team, but they executed well. And it's going to be interesting to watch their growth and development.
By the way, combined age, I read this on 247 Sports today, Wes. The combined age of the Penn State-Purdue matchup was 48 years old, as both signal callers are using that extra COVID year. Both are 24 years old. They're older than a couple of NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah, so, when we talk about different teams and the offensive line having age and this and that, I found a really good site with a really good Alabama roster that I'm going to bring in the studio. Anyway, you have a 6th-year senior, a 5th-year senior, and 2 4th-year seniors on the offensive line. 4 of the 5, and you got a sophomore who might be the best out of all of them. So it's just interesting to have the leadership on this team, on that team, and then you look around the different conferences. That makes a big difference when you have 6th and 5th-year guys as your offensive linemen. Auburn's going to have, the word you're getting out of Auburn is the offensive line is going to be better this year, and it'll have to be. I mean, because I think they're going to try a whole bunch of dose to the running backs, because I think they have several that can play. So
yeah,
and that will help the quarterback in a big way. So it's just going to be fun. This is going to be a fun weekend of football. Really a lot of good games. Looking forward to it.
Indeed. We are indeed going to do a pick 2 today, and we have an extra $50 that Chad found in a drawer or 2 around his station for Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, who's been a fine sponsor here to us on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. So that is the winner for this week, is indeed. So you only have 1 hour to chime in here, because we are going to make way for Buckhorn High School football coming up in hour number 2. So if you are a procrastinator, then now is the time if you'd like to get in and get an opportunity at winning $50 worth of bad daddy goodness right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. So, Chad shot me this. Oregon, Georgia, and then Notre Dame, Ohio State. I don't know about Notre Dame, Ohio State. That's a large spread, because here on this show, we don't do spreads like some other midday shows.
Well, we've actually had
Well, we want winners. We want winners. How about what is Cincinnati, Arkansas, or Florida State, LSU?
I think I kind of like Utah, Florida.
Yeah,
3-point line, and I think the other game should be Florida State and LSU.
And LSU.
Yeah, those are two close games.
That's actually what I had initially.
Well, then I might need to change my mind. Then I'm just kidding. No, I think that's great. Let's do that.
All right, let's do Florida State, LSU, then Utah, Florida. So we are heading to the Sunshine State big time. And then combined score for both Alabama and Auburn this weekend. Coverage for the Crimson Tide Sports Network starts at 3:30 tomorrow. And, of course, you can hear that right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Are we having trouble connecting with Rick Neuheisel? I'm assuming we are. I shot a text message to Coach, but hopefully we can grab him.
I think we're still trying to effort him.
Okay, fair enough. Crimson Carl, though, will get us started on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. How are you, Crimson Carl?
Hey, I'm doing great, guys. How are y'all?
Doing well.
Well, you got to love this weather. Not too hot. Good stuff.
It's a little steamy in Blountsville, I'll say that.
Well, it's a little overcast here in Tony. So.
Fair enough.
But,
you want to hop on pick two?
Yes, sir.
Let's go Florida State, LSU. Incidentally, you'll be able to hear that game right here on Sunday.
Let's go LSU.
And Utah and Florida.
Well, I'm actually going to be in the Florida State with some family, but I'm glad they're not listening to this. I'm taking Utah.
All right. Total combined for Bama and Auburn. Just Alabama and Auburn to give me one number.
118.
It is yours.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. Tommy is next. How are you, Tommy? Are you there, Tommy? Cliff?
Yo.
How are you, Cliff?
Man, I'm good. How you doing?
Doing very well.
I hear you. I called. I was trying to get on this pick too, man.
You got it. Florida State, LSU.
I want LSU.
Utah, Florida.
Utah.
Total for Bama and Auburn tomorrow.
123.
123 is yours, Cliff. Appreciate the phone call.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend.
You too. Let's head out to the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Plenty to talk about with our next guest on loan from CBS Sports. He is Coach Rick Neuheisel. How are you, Coach?
I am wonderful, and we are just about to go through the Lincoln Tunnel, so this might be a first for your show. You've got a guest that's going through the Lincoln Tunnel on his way back into Manhattan.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't think we'll be able to keep you if you do that.
Yeah,
I actually think it's going to work. But,
all right.
If we lose each other, I'll be right back.
So there is a tunnel in Mobile that has claimed a couple of our guests in the past as well. So I think that's probably
but they still have squirrels and pumps and one in Mobile. So I think
well, the good news is there's another million people that are trying to go through the same tunnel. So we got a little time before I get there.
So the big news today is the initial vote for expansion was stamped. This felt inevitable, did it not, Coach?
Greg Sankey's got to be scratching his head because this is exactly the same deal they had a year ago. But all of a sudden, because Oklahoma and Texas are headed for the SEC, Pac-12 commissioner Kevin Warren, the Big Ten commissioner, and Jim Phillips, the ACC commissioner, they all lock arms and form what they call the historic alliance and, create a roadblock because they want to see everything. Now, they gave other reasons as to why they didn't want to go forward with the plan, but ultimately it's the exact same plan. And now both Kliavkoff, the commissioner of the Pac-12, and Phillips now need more money because of what's happened in the Big Ten. Big Ten poached a couple of schools from the Pac-12 and looked like they may be interested in poaching some more. Kevin Warren has already got all of his television revenue. He secured those deals, so now he doesn't mind putting some more games out to bid because he got his. It makes all the sense in the world, but Greg Sankey's got to be shaking his head. You guys put me through the ringer for this, and why? We should have been a year ahead on this deal. You knew it was a good plan, and here we go.
But does it really matter until they because ESPN has a contract. ESPN's just not going to walk away from their contract, right?
No, they're going to still get their games. That's the one thing still to be determined if they're going to put the extra games out to bid, or does ESPN get to buy them all? And for how long do they get to buy them all? And how much will they buy them all for? Remember, the ESPN people had to put their pocketbooks away when that thing in the Big Ten got so expensive. So we'll wait and see. But, if it goes to 2026, which was the announcement, then it will all go out to open bid. But it can get to 24 if there's a concession or two. And maybe the concession is that, all right, we'll get to 2024, we'll get everybody involved. Big 12, you're going to let Texas and Oklahoma go for this much, and that might be just what the ESPN folks want as they begin their SEC package.
So the president sent it back to the athletic directors to do what?
The commissioners. They sent it back to the commissioners now to figure out the logistics. We're okay with this. We're going forward, but we don't want to leave the $1 billion on the table if we don't have to. So figure out a way where everybody can make nice and we can begin a whole new chapter in college football by 2024. I think that's exactly what the mandate is.
So one step at a time, it just felt like, you're exactly right, Coach, that we could be a year into this process, if not for some hurt feelings a year ago at this time.
100%. It's the same deal. And it was made sense then, and it makes sense now. What the Pac-12 and the Big 12 had to realize was that they're no longer in control. And the fact that they're going to be a lesser substantial conference when it comes to financial viability makes this playoff deal that much more important to those conferences. ACC is included in that conversation.
We had some games last night, including the Backyard Brawl, and a lot of fun to watch last night, some games. What was the most nervous you were as a head coach heading into a game one for you, Coach?
Oh, I don't know that nerves were ever really a part of it. I mean, I was excited as I could be. Maybe my last year at maybe the Michigan game when I was at Washington in 2001. It was literally, days before 9/11, right? But we played Michigan to open the season. Michigan obviously has a good team. Marcus Tuiasosopo had just graduated, so I was starting a new quarterback in Cody Pickett. And for him to start his career against a defense like Michigan was one of those things you worry about how much you give him, but you got to give him enough where they can challenge a team like Michigan, and we found a way to win the game, mostly on a special teams block the kick for a touchdown. So you can find all kinds of ways to win, but it's exciting now to take that first step in a season.
So is getting a quarterback prepared, a new quarterback prepared, the hardest thing to do?
Yeah, because there's a couple stages of that. The first one is to make sure that he wins the job. You can't just give him the job. He has to earn it, and he has to do it in front of his teammates so that his teammates know he earned it. You can't. That's why these quarterback battles last so long. No one's really taking them over because it's hard to, given that you don't get a lot of just free scrimmage downs because you got to protect the health of the rest of your team. So you keep trying to make it happen organically, and getting that done. Now the next thing is, how much can he handle in a game plan? How much can he really, digest and know exactly what to do? And then thirdly, what kind of stage fright does he get? What kind of butterflies does he get? Knowing his personality as, a kid that you're recruiting is one thing, but when you get up on the big stage, some people start gargling their words. Sometimes you need somebody who doesn't look like they put his mouth in a box of powdered donuts and trying to unsmack his lips because he's so nervous.
Spider 2, why banana? Is that what I'm hearing out of you, Coach? Can't get it out of your mouth?
When you start doing it with your lips together, it's harder to say in the huddle. I guarantee it.
And what's interesting is the way quarterbacks act. Of course, being a center, and when they get in the huddle, they're different people because they've taught to be different people, and how they're coached to look at everybody when they call the play, and they talk different. It was interesting to me throughout.
Yeah, it is. But most of those guys, if they're the right guy, have what we call it. Right? They have that moxie where they clap their hands. Everybody in the huddle starts paying attention. They're the guys that usually, when they're growing up, were the house that everybody went to on Friday nights to find out what we're doing. They were the plan makers. They were the ringleaders. They're the guys who kind of, they say jump and everybody asks how high. That's usually the quarterback.
Who was the best one you were ever around, Coach?
Well, I've been around some good ones. There was a kid by the name of Aikman that got me into this business. He was pretty special. I remember after being on the practice field with him for a couple of days, calling my mom and dad and saying, "What the hell's the matter with you two? How come I couldn't look like him and be able to throw it and run like he can do?" But he was pretty special. I had a great warrior at Washington, and Marcus Tuiasosopo. I mentioned him earlier. I had a guy that never needed a chalkboard, could see the whole field. We could talk with and keep track of all 22 all the time in Coy Detmer at Colorado. I've been blessed. Unfortunately, at UCLA, my last stop, I couldn't keep any of them healthy.
And that's important. That's what the big guys up front are for, right?
That's what those big guys up front are for. But you'll be amazed at how this college football season will change when one or two of these big-name quarterbacks, unfortunately, aren't going to be able to play the next week. It just is. It's a precarious deal, which is why so many coaches are sitting there going, 39 starting quarterbacks last year in the transfer portal. That means 39 new guys have to be ready to play when somebody goes down, and that's a little nerve-wracking.
Steve, what was the statistic?
48%. The Brandon Marcello from 247 came out with the statistic of 48% of FBS schools, Power 5, excuse me, not FBS, Power 5, are rolling with a transfer quarterback, Coach.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. The 39 are the guys who transferred just last year. I mean, there's a ton of guys that transferred 2 years ago and are still in position to do it, right? So it's just the way of the world and the quarterback position, because only one plays, and quarterback dads are a unique animal unto themselves. They think their son is the absolute cat's meow, so they're not going to stand for sitting on the bench. So everybody's going to be on that quarterback carousel.
And Troy Aikman was a transfer also.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Back in the day.
He was the starter at Oklahoma, broke his leg against Miami. Barry Switzer put in a kid by the name of Jamel Holloway, and the wishbone came back to life, and he told Troy, "I'm staying with the wishbone. So you can go wherever you'd like. I'll help you." And he chose UCLA, and then he said, "All right, Troy, you can go right after we're done playing him." Then you can tell them everything we're doing.
That worked out well for both, I would imagine.
Barry Switzer's Oklahoma Sooners took the Bruins to task that day. I think it was like 38-3. That was back when the Boz was wearing. That's back when the Boz was wearing blue hair.
Yeah.
The tearaway jerseys.
They had the tight end that was unbelievable. I just remember him. I can't remember his name right now. Keith
Mitchell.
Yeah. What a player he was.
Absolutely.
The most intriguing matchup, at least that I see this first weekend, Utah at Florida. How do you size up that matchup this weekend, Coach?
I think it's a great one. I think Utah, on paper, has the advantage just because we know more about them, and they're coming off a pretty darn successful season where they've got to be looking forward to another, marquee kind of matchup. They proved the stage wasn't too big for them, even though they didn't beat Ohio State. They certainly played lights out. They've got a terrific quarterback in Cam Rising. They probably got the trenches to handle the SEC style of play in the trenches. And then, we just got to wait and see what Billy Napier and his troops how well they're ready to go. Anthony Richardson certainly has got all the talent in the world, but is he going to be mistake-free? Kyle Whittingham at Utah has been there a long time. He cuts his teeth on defense. I'm going Utes in that one.
Yeah, so I've heard this game being broken down, and they think Utah will manhandle Florida.
Well, I don't know about manhandle, but they'll certainly be as physical, if not more, and I think probably be more physical. Right now Florida is not blessed with great depth in the defensive line, and it's not often you say that when you're talking about an SEC team. So it'll be interesting, but they've got the equalizer in that they've got a quarterback that can run, and Anthony Richardson not only can run, but he can do so in flamboyant ways.
Is it hard to read what kind of Cincinnati team we're going to see tomorrow in Fayetteville against the Hogs?
No, it's not. I mean, they're going to be terrific. They're Luke Fickell coach. This guy's an old nose guard. I mean, they're going to be scrappy, tough. I mean, if you think about that, they've won 11, 11, 9, and 13. And the 9 was in a season where they only played 10 games. I mean, they have been fantastic. Now, the problem is, Arkansas is going to play with K.J. Jefferson, a guy that, played really well last year and can't wait to play college football again this year. Cincinnati's going to play with a kid that they're not sure who it is because Desmond Ridder is playing for the Atlanta Falcons, and probably he'll be their starter before the end of the season. So it's just breaking in a new quarterback in that kind of an environment, and we all know how the Razorback fans love it when their team's good, and they expect them to be this year.
Well, there's no doubt Brian Kelly loves his defensive line at LSU. We've at least I've heard him gush about it when you've got 4 difference makers, as he's called them. But opening up with Florida State in New Orleans, tell me what you think about that matchup, Coach.
I'm going to pick LSU, but I got to share this story. Nick Saban and I were in Birmingham, and we were going to have a conversation rather than him to get up on the podium and to give a speech. It was just going to be a conversation. So we're sitting there having dinner before this, sit on the benches kind of thing, little round table with coaches. And I'm saying, how did you end up taking this LSU job? He said, well, I found out that they were interested, so I sent my wife, Miss Terry, down there to check it out. I said, so you really did send your wife? He goes, I couldn't go down there. They'd all be wondering what I'm doing. Right? So I took her down, I sent her down there, and she looked around, and she said, they don't have this, they don't have that, they don't have this, but you should see the defensive lineman. So it doesn't surprise me. That Brian Kelly's saying the same thing now that he's sat down there. And by the way, I'm not talking out of school because Nick Saban did share that he sent his wife out to do a little preview before.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, that everybody's always said she's the reason he came to Alabama. He was going to tell Alabama no, and she had already packed his bags.
Well, then we don't need a statue of Nick Saban. We need a statue of Miss Terry.
Well, don't worry. She's getting one. Don't worry. She's getting one.
All right. Good enough. Good enough.
Building homes in
Hey, by the way,
Tuscaloosa
I'm
left
coming
and
to you
right.
now underneath the Hudson River, so it does work.
It does work. They got-
A first right here on the program, as Coach making his way through the Lincoln Tunnel at the moment. Is there any other either quarterbacks or matchups that intrigue you the most as we head into this first full weekend, Coach?
I'm excited to watch North Carolina up the hill in Boone to play App State. This is a great opportunity for App State to have the in-state, premier school in North Carolina, Chapel Hill, to come up and be at their place, and it's kind of like we belong type of bowl for them. They've won 62 games in the last 6 years, and here comes the in-state premier institution, and they get a chance to play him. But I think Mac Brown did a wise thing getting Florida A&M on the schedule early last week. I'm anxious for that one. I'm also anxious to watch Oregon State and Boise State. Boise's trying to get in that Pac-12. And if they can win that game in Reser Stadium there in Corvallis, they might just get themselves into the Pac-12. The Indiana-Illinois game, I think, is tonight. Bielema got off to a great start. That was an impressive win over Wyoming. I like what's going on in Champaign. They're on the road, I think, in Indiana tonight. And Tom Allen, 0-8 in the 0-9 in the Big Ten last year. Maybe 1-8 in the Big Ten last year. He's got some explaining to do, so that'll be an interesting game. See if the Hoosiers can get off to a good start.
Well, where will you be on television this weekend, Coach, or will you?
I'm in New York City. We've got the studios between 10th and 11th on West 57th Street. So I'll be right there next to Brian Jones, old Methuselah himself. He's got a big old gray beard on him. And then Adam Zucker, the television man par excellence, will be right there. So we'll be bringing the Arizona Wildcats at San Diego State. Years ago, CBS was doing the tennis tournaments, right? The U.S. Open. We're all following Serena, and because of that, we don't have SEC games until week 3. So we're going to get a Mountain West game to start. Probably get a little Army, Navy, Air Force type academy game next week, and away we go.
One other game that involves an SEC team, as well as the Pac-12. Can Oregon hang with Georgia?
Oh, goodness. Mario Cristobal thought they could. That's why he took the game. He thought this was going to be a really physical team, and he thought they could handle the likes of the Georgia Bulldogs in this kind of setting. So we'll see if they can in the trenches, and if they can and run the ball, then they'll have a chance. Bo Nix is going to most, I guess I would say, consistent version of himself. Mature, calm, take care of the ball version of himself against Georgia in a kind of a hostile environment. I know it's not a home game for Georgia, but it'll feel like it. And then see if Nix can hang in there, because I think Stetson Bennett's going to do some damage.
Coach, safe travels. Appreciate you hopping in the heart of traffic there. It's not like it's always busy there.
We made it over to Manhattan. I'm now in Manhattan, and I'm only with 800,000 other cars, so it's all good.
Stay safe. Thank you, Coach.
All right, boys. Hey, college football's here. You guys enjoy the weekend.
Absolutely. You better believe it. That is Coach Rick Neuheisel joining us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Let's go ahead and take our first time out here on this Pick 2 Friday. Final 30 minutes belong to you on the other side.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman, or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
Organizations using Salesforce know how powerful the platform is and how much time, money, and headaches it saves if it's set up right and you know how to use it. Let's face it, Salesforce is complicated and time-consuming to figure out, and a lot can go wrong now and down the road without expert help. That's why most Salesforce users work with an implementation partner like Higher Echelon, so they get the absolute most out of their Salesforce investment. Higher Echelon is a 5-star Salesforce consulting partner who won Salesforce Military Hiring Partner of the Year. President Dr. Joe Ross is retired Army who played and later coached for the cadets. He puts that experience to good use at Higher Echelon, where they pride themselves on hiring veterans. Look, not all Salesforce partners are the same. Don't put your company at risk by going with an inferior partner. Higher Echelon is the trusted partner you can count on to get you up and running and seeing returns on your Salesforce investment in a fraction of the time it would take if you go it alone. Go to higherechelon.com. That's HIGHERECHELON.com to learn more. Go higher and go Army. Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhsriserealestate.com. When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Have you ever turned your back on God? Have you ever absolutely known the right thing to do and just turned around and walked away in disobedience? I know that I have. Aren't we thankful for our great and merciful God who loves us and forgives us and remembers our sin no more? I'm so thankful that His mercies are fresh every day. I need that, and I suspect you do too. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, and if you're looking for a church home, come see us. We're smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison, and check us out at cpcfamily.org.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at woodyAndersonFord.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
Pick 2 Friday, right here on The Drive, as we are walking up to week 2 of the high school football season. It is time for region play. Hence, I am in Bluntsville, Alabama at J.P. Pennington, home of the Tigers at William R. Sutton Memorial Stadium. The people down here have been fantastic here at J.B. Pennington and appreciate the hospitality. This pick 2 in particular, you will get an opportunity of grabbing $50 worth of Bad Daddy's to the winner as the lines are slammed. So let's head out there. Destin has been holding the longest. Appreciate your patience through that interview with Coach Neuheisel. How are you? Destin. So,
you got Philip.
Okay, this is Philip. Okay.
Yes. Wanted to go with pick 2, but I got a question for Wes if he'll answer.
Go ahead.
Are you there, Wes?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm here.
For Alabama football team, what player do you think will show up and everybody will be thinking about that's not being looked at now?
Like a newcomer?
Newcomer or somebody that's been there a while that just nobody's looking at that may be a stud show out later.
Well, I mean, at the obvious running backs, of course, is the freshman from Georgia Tech, the running back, Gibbs. I think that he's the newcomer that'll. I mean, he's going to start. He's going to get a lot of carries, and you know, you got to bring it to tackle him. He's stout, but he's not that big. And then if he has some twitch to him, and he has some speed. We saw a little bit of that, but the total newcomer is going to be the freshman, I think, Prentice from Calera. I think that he's going to be a main target for Bryce Young.
He must be good. Being a freshman coming in like he
You can tell he knows what's going on. I mean, he's a possession type receiver. He does have speed now, but he is a possession type receiver. You can throw it low, he'll catch it. You can throw it high, he'll catch it. He knows how to get open. He's an old soul out there, it looks like to me. I mean, I've never seen a freshman catch 8 or 9 balls in a scrimmage ever, because you got to think they're playing all the wide receivers in scrimmages. And my understanding is they're not going to play a lot of guys in this game because of the fact that there's so many newcomers, they want them to get a lot of reps.
Yeah. The newcomer from Louisville, I think, Harold.
Yes.
I would expect to hear from him, but he's been hurt.
Yeah.
You think he'll show up later?
I hope so. He has great speed. He is not Jamison Williams. That's a lot of people thought he could be like him. I think he can stretch the defense. I don't think he'll be an every down guy. I think he'll be a guy they maybe have some shots for during the game later in the season, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Wes. I'm ready for my pick 2.
Florida State, LSU.
I'm going to go with the coach, LSU.
Utah, Florida.
Again with the coach, Utah.
And total combined points for Auburn and Alabama.
Is that for the team or the game?
Whatever Bama scores plus whatever Auburn scores.
Yeah, just the teams.
Yes.
Just the 2 teams. What Auburn will score and what Alabama will score.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
116.
It is yours. Thank you, Philip. Appreciate your patience.
Enjoy your show.
Shane Sean, out of the woodwork.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey,
Good.
How are y'all calling Gibbs the freshman? He played last year.
Newcomer.
COVID.
Oh, you mean just you freshman to us?
Right. Yeah, he's new to us.
I got you. Technically, he would be a sophomore, right?
Hold on. That's a good question.
For his football career?
It's hard to know in this day and age in the COVID world.
He'll be a junior.
He's a junior?
Yeah. But, okay. I mean, of course, he played during COVID, so he would be a sophomore.
Yeah.
He could play 2 more years if he wanted to, but
he won't never make it that long.
No, I don't.
No.
I think he might be gone after this year.
When he shows up and shows out this year, I think he'll be gone. Okay, yeah. I was just wondering. It was confusing me. I was like, man, is he really? I thought he come from Georgia Tech and played last year.
Well, I might have said freshman. I meant newcomer.
I got you. All right. Just want to get on pick 2.
I don't know. Can't remember.
All right, Florida State. I don't know what he says either. Florida State, LSU.
I'm going to take LSU.
and Utah, Florida.
I'm going Florida.
And then total combined for the Tide and Tigers to give me one number.
111.
Ones is yours. Thank you, Shane Sean. Good to hear from you.
Good to see you all. See you.
256-576-4977. That is the telephone number. Bama Bino is next.
What's that, Leslie, Steve? How y'all making it?
Doing good.
We are making it on a Friday.
It's finally here. I'm ready for it.
You want to hop on pick two?
Let me see the teams play a little bit before I don't want to stick my neck out too far, because
it's not like if you lose, you have to buy us dinner or anything.
Yeah,
it's kind of free.
Well,
I got to go finance yours, Wes. My Lord. I don't know.
That's a man who knows right there.
Yeah. I've seen this Bama Bino's a time or two. I can't tell you. They had 2 or 3 pizzas in one thing. There were but 2 people sitting there. But I remember that. Gosh, that's been 40 years, 30-something. But no, I'm in a good mood. Saw some of my buddies yesterday. We're just doing some chatter over what we think is going to happen this year. My buddy Charles Carter, that's Marcus's daddy. He was listening to Roy D. Mercer and Jerry Flyer, so we're just all in a good mood.
Well, outstanding.
It's been a depressing year with all of the woke stuff going on in this country, and I'm just ready for some football. But,
I think last night was a good appetizer, was it not?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, Bama Bino, we've got folks on hold, and we certainly appreciate hearing from you. So don't be a stranger and call back in.
Go Dogs for you, too. I hope they show up against Oregon good.
I hope they do, too. Thank you, Bama Bino. We appreciate you and love you, too. Thank you, Bama Bino. Badger Larry, what do you say, sir?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Badger Larry?
This is Kevin. Huntsville.
This is Kevin. Gotcha. All
right.
right.
I ain't talked to you since you came and got that Baja Freeze from me at Taco Bell.
There you go. That's my guy right there. Yeah.
I wanted to get in on some of that.
This is that you're giving out all my secrets on how I keep my voice in such fine shape.
There it is, that Baja Freeze.
Yeah, a little Baja Blast Freeze. You better believe it. I'll see you tonight.
There it is.
All right, Kevin, I appreciate you calling in. You want to hop on pick two?
Oh, definitely.
All right, Florida State, LSU on Sunday.
As much as I hate Florida State, I'm going with them.
And the Gators hosting the Utes.
Well, I'm a Gator fan. I'm going with my Gators all the way.
Total combined for Bama and Auburn to give me one number.
Let's go with 94.
It is yours. Appreciate you calling in, Kevin.
Hey, no problem, man.
256-576-4977. Badger Larry.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing
third
great.
Time's a charm.
Yeah, you got Ray behind the glass tonight.
I'm looking forward to some football this weekend.
As we all are. Who does Wisconsin have this weekend?
How are the Badgers going to be?
I think the Badgers going to be better than what's expected. They had for them an outstanding recruiting class. That they're normally in the 40s, and I think they ended up about 20. So they always overachieve. So we got the best defensive coordinator in the nation, in my opinion. And so I look for the defense to be strong as normal, and got a great running back, and the quarterback, you know, he was highly recruited. He didn't play worth a crap last year, but you know, maybe now he's got a little more experience. We'll see.
Your broadcast crew, incidentally, is Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman on FS1 when Wisconsin takes on the Redbirds of Illinois State tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So, all right, Badger Larry, pick 2, Florida State, LSU. Who you got?
I'll take LSU on that one.
And Florida, Utah.
I'm going to take the Utes, even though I don't know what that is. I'm going to take the Utes.
It's an Indian tribe, isn't it?
Well,
yeah,
I hear Herman Munster from My Cousin Vinny all the time in my head. Bama, Auburn. Total.
That was the youth.
Has 89 been taken yet?
It is yours, Badger Larry.
All right, fellas. Have a good weekend.
You too. Let's see if let's squeeze in one more if we can. Is Ray on the line?
Yeah. Okay, sure.
I thought Ray was in the booth.
Doug, help me, Doug.
Help me, Rhonda. Yeah. But anyway, how y'all?
How you been?
We're doing
good to hear you.
Lovely. Yeah, doing just lovely. Had some good games last night, that's for sure. But
yes,
they were exciting anyway. But anyway, just do pick 2 and then just have an observation.
All right, Florida State, LSU.
Go Tigers.
And Gators or Utes?
The Utes.
Total for both Bama
97.
and Auburn. I like
97.
where you're going.
Okay, and just a quick observation. I always said one of my favorite bits y'all had on the show was when somebody was supposed to get a hold of Coach Rick, and they wound up getting Coach Bobby Bowden. And before it was over with, you had Coach Rick and Coach Bowden on the phone.
That's our man Ray.
Yeah, that's my man Ray.
Well,
we're having a Ray Remembrance Day today.
Ray.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, you can't buy that kind of interview. I mean, that was awesome. But in my humble opinion, as someone who's listened to the show and all of your tremendous guests and people you've had on, I'm sorry, I don't think y'all, your program director Steve, can beat T-Bob Bear and Mr. Bill Hancock.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was a unique experience.
Yeah. So that was an accident too, really.
Been there. I mean, when you were talking to T-Bob, which is always enjoyable, and the next thing you know, and Mr. Bill Hancock joined us. I'm going like, now that's about as different as you can get.
Bill was in shock, right, Steve? Wouldn't you say that? Much?
In fact, that was early. I think that was the first day we were at Media Days. And for the next 2 days, Bill kept coming up to me saying, your interview was by far the most memorable interview that I had. And I said, Bill, I don't know how exactly to take that, but I guess I'll take it.
Well, once again, you can't buy an interview like that again. But anyway.
I think Bill was shocked the way T-Bob was talking to me. You know, cause he talks like I'm a family member or something. You know, pulling for somebody else.
Yep. Well, all right. You guys have a great weekend and ready for some college football.
All right, let's take our Tom Abraham break here. We're going to do a lightning round on the other side. Try to squeeze in as many phone calls as we can.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
For 50 years, our mission, do the right thing and make long-term decisions. We value our customers, and we invest in supporting you. We use our own technologies to automate, to provide you the best support possible. And we have the strongest guarantees in the industry. I just can't tell you I'm going to provide you great support. I have to prove it to you with my actions.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
It's been said that there are three things in life that are certain: death, taxes, and car commercials. But actually, there's a fourth certainty: the Woody Anderson Ford Rate Lock, that allows you to lock in a finance rate when you factory order a 2023 F-150, Explorer, or Bronco Sport. No more rolling the dice on a future finance rate. Lock it in as low as 2.9% APR for up to 60 months at Woody Anderson Ford today. And while we're featuring 23 F-150, Explorer, and Bronco Sport, this rate lock offer also includes 2023 models of Ranger, Edge, Maverick Gas, and Transit Connect. With approved credit, offer ends 9/5. It's the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at Woody Anderson Ford. And with your trade being worth as much as 30% more than last year, it's a great time to make your move. Oh, and check our Ford Gold certified vehicles too. Low mileage, great warranty, and a full tank of gas and fresh oil change. Swing by today. The Summer Supercharged Sales Event, Woody Anderson Ford.
KFC knows that when it comes to sharing, there's good and there's finger-licking good.
A meal with sides, that's good. 3 equally delicious sides? So even if one kid loves mac and cheese, another only eats mashed potatoes, and the third is basically 90% French fry, there'll still be no complaints besides why bedtime can't be midnight and ice cream isn't a breakfast food. That's finger-licking good.
KFC's Sides Lovers Meal. Pick 3 large sides and pair them with 8 crispy tenders or your favorite fried chicken. Order now on the KFC app. Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's finger-licking good.
Prices and product availability may vary.
What can you expect when you shop for a firearm at Bullet & Barrel? Expect great prices. We specialize in quality over quantity. Expect great service. Our professional sales staff is never pushy. We won't talk you into something that doesn't fit your needs. You have the right to make a smart, informed decision. Expect Bullet & Barrel, Alabama's only 5-star indoor shooting range, to support you after the sale. Bullet & Barrel, 3252 Lehman Ferry Road. Like or follow us on Facebook. Come see us soon.
Local sports is covered right here.
Well, appreciate what you guys do for sports, but also for high school sports and taking time to talk to us. That means a lot, and appreciate what you guys do, and appreciate you having us on.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Here with you on the drive. Final call for phone calls on a Pick 2 Friday. Wes Neighbors back in the studios of 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I am in Bluntsville at William R. Sutton Memorial Stadium getting ready for some high school football. Madison Academy taking on J.B. Pennington. That will be on Zone 2. Over on Zone 3, you're going to get Randolph football over on Zone 3. Buckhorn High School football will be over the airwaves. Tom Abraham will have that play-by-play call as he makes his way down to Gadsden against Gadsden City. Ray is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. How you been, Ray?
Man, I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We were just talking about you on the air.
Missing
it's
you,
like
Ray. How you been?
Yeah.
I'm doing good. How are you all?
Doing very well.
Good. I wanted to check in with you. I'm listening on a regular basis, and thought I'd try out the Pick 2 from this side.
There you go.
There you go.
What you got?
There you go.
How's Vanna been?
Yeah. Well, it's Florida State, right?
Yeah.
You're a Florida State man. There you go.
Yeah, Florida State guy. So I'm going to guess you're going to go FSU. So this is the Pick 1 for Ray, right?
Yeah. And got to stay in the state, but I'll go ahead and go with Florida.
Okay. And then total combined for both Auburn and Alabama.
If you're a Florida State fan, are you allowed to do that? Is that
legal?
legal?
Right. Good question. I said what? Let's go 98.
It is yours. Man, it's good to hear from you.
It's good to talk to you guys. I hope everything's going well for you.
Likewise. Don't be a stranger, and I may give you a text this weekend to see how you doing.
All right, brother. That sounds good. You all have a good one.
That's our guy right there. He used to love it when I said lightning round. He would just always give me this look like, oh, no. Oh, no.
Hey, I recognize that. I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Keith is next. That was fun right there. How are you, Keith? Are we still talking to Ray Ray? Keith, Dale, any of the above?
If you're on
Keith.
the lines, just say hello. We got Keith.
Keith. Yes, sir.
There we go.
There you are.
How's Steve and Wes tonight?
We're good. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Just getting ready for a little college football and high school football night.
Absolutely. You want to hop on pick 2?
Yes, sir. I sure would.
Florida State, LSU.
I'm going LSU.
And Florida, Utah.
I'm going Florida.
Total combined for both Bama and Auburn to give me one number.
Is 91 available?
It is, and it is yours, Keith.
Well, thank you, Steve. You and Wes, y'all have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Keith.
Incidentally, we are not on Monday with a holiday, but we will be back Tuesday at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Dale is up next. Stan is actually up next.
Hey, good evening, fellas. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, Stan?
Doing good.
You got it.
Get on the pick 2. All right.
Seminoles, Tigers.
LSU.
Utah, Florida.
I'll take Florida. SEC, man. Got to go with them.
There you go. Total combined for the Tide and Tigers.
Is 91 taken?
With that combination, yes. That just happened.
Be dropped down. 87.
It is yours.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Y'all have a great weekend.
Thank you, Stan. And the final, Jim is next. Jim.
Yes.
You want to hop on pick 2?
Yes, I do. I'm going to take LSU.
You got it?
Utah.
You got it?
And 103.
It is yours. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
And that is going to wrap up our first pick 2 of this football season. It's here, Wes. It's finally here.
Thank goodness, right? I hate
That's
week
right.
0. I love week 1.
Our coverage of the Crimson Tide Sports Network will start at 3:30 tomorrow. Myself and Drew DeArmond will have a Bama recap show Sunday morning at 10 a.m. right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. High school football is coming up about an hour away, including the scoreboard show as well that starts over on the Blitz.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes,